is myself, Barry Upton, from Pattaya People, and Gloria Jones from Discover Pattaya, and we're in a lovely condo here, aren't we, Gloria?
Cozy, isn't it?
Where are we?
Okay, we're at the Rhine showroom, and this is their one-bedroom unit, and we find ourselves very, very comfy here indeed. It's nice, isn't it?
Look at this.
I know.
Softness,
lovely, lovely.
So Rhine Condominium, and you've got the picture. Who's the picture on the front cover?
Okay, so this is their best CEO, and the reason they are our cover story is they scooped up a hat trick of 3 awards at the recent Dot Property Awards, which were held at the gorgeous Four Seasons Hotel in Bangkok.
All right, okay.
So we have a full review of that inside.
Yeah.
But yes, there she is on the cover.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And I think there's a picture of you inside at the Dot Property Awards as well. We haven't got to that yet.
No, we haven't got to that yet. But
this is the first magazine of the new year.
Yay.
Is it going to be really upbeat? And
well, yes. I mean,
have you tried to make it upbeat?
The thing is that it's a lot of it is a review of some of the things that we went to in December.
Right.
And at the end of 2020, there was this feeling that, oh yeah, there's property awards happening again, things that had been delayed.
Yeah.
The actual awards ceremony was supposed to have happened in August, and it got put off and finally happened right just in the nick of time to still be the 2020 awards in December.
Sure.
Beautiful location. I think it was the first time that the Four Seasons had been used, and it's right by the river. There were fireworks, really splendid event.
I love the Four Seasons. Sherry Baby was one of my favourites.
Here we go. Musical comes. Expect more of those, folks. So we had that, and then we also, as you know, I'm very fond, had the wine event as well. More of that later.
You're very fond of wine events, aren't you? I mean, this is a trait I've noticed over the years.
Someone's got to review these for the general public, and I think I
you're
should
the ideal
do that.
person to do it.
The ideal person to do that. So yes, so here we are at the Rhine, and that was a lovely picture of Kun Varinicha, who is, as I say, the best CEO. And this inside tells you a little bit more about them, and beautiful condos that they provide, like this one. And then we're kicking off with 2021.
Right.
And we have usual, what's coming to the small screen, the big screen features, because I also love the movies. And there's some great films coming out. Denzel Washington in Little Things.
At last, because there's been no films coming out, is there?
What's going to happen
or
to my
no
Oscars?
Decent ones.
What happened to my Oscars? I won't be able to. And then Respect, I think, sounds great, with Jennifer Hudson playing Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a great biopic.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, I think that will be very interesting.
Yeah.
So, and then
Can I just say, on the small screen,
I've
been watching a thing called The Serpent.
I've heard that's good. I haven't seen it myself.
It's unbelievable, and I can recommend it because it really shows Bangkok in the 70s.
Right.
It's pretty much set in Bangkok, or based around Bangkok.
Based on a true story, is it?
And it is a true story, yes.
Wow. Yeah.
So I recommend that one.
Okay,
That's on Netflix, your favourite.
Love Netflix. And then carrying on with the cinema theme, we, as you know, very fond of the Thai film industry, and we've done a double feature on the Thai film archives, which are places where anyone can go in Bangkok. Really fascinating. They show free films there.
Right.
Sometimes they are obviously Thai films, but also they have classic movies that you get a free lunch. It's a great place to visit, and it has
It's interesting, that.
Yeah, it has
didn't even know it existed.
No, I mean, it was a new one on me, and they've got like a little Nickelodeon, which is a complete what you call it? It's a copy of the original, really, and it shows like old Buster Keaton movies and things that would have been done in that setting back in 1920s even, and so really fascinating place. And we've got that in an English text and also in Thai.
Wow. Okay,
so
good.
Doing a whole catalogue and diary of what's happening for the Royal Varuna, so you can keep up with events and obviously check their Facebook to see which of those are still going on.
That tells you the events for the whole year.
Whole year. So that's it. Keep this.
And then learn Thai.
Yay,
Learning Thai.
Now, as useless
Pai
as I am.
means go.
Pai means go. And I actually
Kung na
use...
means in front. Okay, I won't do the whole.
He says I learn Thai with Barry because I do actually use some of these.
Yes.
It's the few occasions where I do use some Thai.
Directions is
Directions
very,
are really
very
good.
important.
You know,
Yeah.
Leo Sai for going left. You know, if you're in a taxi and you're
Drong Bai, go straight.
straight, yeah. Kind of very useful, so that's
Good.
recommended. Now, this article, I
Yeah.
must admit, this is me having a bit of a rant here, and you know I can have a bit of a rant.
Oh, really? So it's not a positive.
Well, what I'm saying to people is I have found that at the end of last year, because we have a strong expat readership, some of my customers were saying, well, you know, everyone knows who we are. Do we even need to do any advertising? And I was saying, well, yes, you do. Because if you look at people like Apple and Nike, everyone knows who Apple is. Everyone who knows
And
who
they
Nike
advertise to the hilt.
They always
Yeah.
have a big marketing spend to push their brand forward
Yeah.
and to make sure that it's positive and it's in the public domain.
Yeah.
And if you don't, other people will steal your customers. As sure
there
as
you go.
eggs is eggs.
Yes.
Good quote me on that. So yes, and I was actually in Bangkok and I saw this queue round the block at the Apple store for the iPhone 12. So there you
Yeah,
go.
well, they do that as well. They're queuing because they're only letting so many people in the store at one particular time,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Yes, which is good. And also, you know, people were desperate to get this iPhone 12.
Okay, now tips and tricks for surviving and thriving in alternative state quarantine. Now you have first-hand experience of this. Your daughter's been in quarantine, is that
She
right?
has. She's got through it and survived it. And I just asked her to put some tips together because it's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
It really is. It's quite an ordeal, and there's a lot of things that you have to do to just keep yourself positive. I think day 2 was the hardest.
Right.
A little bit jet lagged.
Yeah.
Just looking at, you know, what
That's
is in
when
effect-
reality sets in.
Yes, that you suddenly realise that it's in effect 15 days rather than 14 because they don't count the first day you
Yeah.
arrive.
Yeah.
And you've got to structure your days, you've got to, you know, build in some exercise. And this
Now, I like your last subheading here. Don't forget to breathe and be grateful.
Yes.
Well, it is true.
It is
You
true.
know, I've been telling everybody just think about what you've got and not what you haven't got.
Yeah, and also she came from London.
Yeah.
And so we, you know, were very, very pleased to have her over here.
Yeah.
And she got out just in time for Christmas. So,
Yeah.
you know, it was good. And so she's very grateful to be here rather than in London
Sure.
at the moment. So,
Yeah.
very interesting, I think, for anyone who's got people planning on going
Good
in.
feature.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we like that.
Now, onto your specialist subject, wine.
And dining, yes. So this was a very nice Divine Wine Club,
Yeah.
and it was kind of a beautiful pairing of great food and wine. What's
I
not
have
to like?
experience with a chain de rôtisseurs, so I know what you're talking
You
about.
know what I'm talking
The pairing
about.
of the wine to the food, yeah.
Really good, really
Yeah.
good. So that's just a review on
It's
that.
for
one.
high-sos, but, you know, she's high-so. Yeah. Okay, on to coffee.
Coffee.
That's more kind of everybody, general.
Everybody,
you know?
and you know, as you know, our coffee detective out and about. There he is, little
I wonder who can be the coffee detective. Yeah, go
Little
on.
Clouseau type figure there. If you see a man in a trench coat and
It doesn't give the game away, does it?
oh, that's Branch Coffee review of them, and really nice place. On
But there are
Chelsea
so
Beach.
many lovely coffee shops springing up, and I frequent most of them.
Yes,
as well.
I think we you know find it a really nice place to go and just chill out.
Dr.
for.
Olivier is doing something with you.
He is, because we've done further on, you know, some things about New Year's resolutions, and this is more his recipe for optimal health.
Yes.
And, you know, there are things in there that you'd expect, like don't smoke, try and get enough sleep, alcohol in moderation.
Exercise, regular exercise.
But also, you know, optimal nutrition. And I like Dr. Olivier because he is a realist. You know? He won't just say to you, you know, get it all from your diet.
I mean, I know him as well as you do, and he actually does all this stuff.
Yes.
He really does.
Yes.
So he's not just preaching.
No,
he actually practices what he preaches.
He practices what he preaches,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that's a kind of very interesting feature, and of course it's from a doctor's perspective.
Yeah.
And on the subject of health, there's a new red palm cooking oil that's being developed, which I think is an interesting product because it's even more beneficial than coconut oil or olive oil for cooking and using of.
Right, red palm.
Red palm.
We'll have to look out for that.
Look out for that.
Now, another of your wine tastings, is it?
Well, this was the event that happened in Bangkok. And yes.
I was invited, but I didn't go. It was, I think, for wine buyers, it's a must, you know.
Absolutely.
And okay, you're reviewing it and that, but unless you're going to go and get smashed, it's really not worth it.
I only did one day. It was a 2-day event, believe you.
Oh, so you just got smashed one day.
One day.
Yeah.
I just had a little tipple. Very good food there as well.
And then sporting preview.
Yes.
So what's this about?
Well, this is again for the whole year.
Are the Olympics going to happen?
Watch this space. Watch
Right.
this space. I mean, it varies all the time. There's a lot of lobbying to say yes, we do want it to carry on, but obviously Japan.
Formula
same
One's not
situation.
going to happen until later in the year now.
You know, there's a lot of things that to look out for. They might be behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Or they might be allowed to go ahead later in the year.
Do you know a great game to take up if you're in isolation?
What's that?
Solitaire. Just a quick tip.
That's a good.
Right. Bobby Charlton, the
Yes.
sporting hero. Look at that lovely
Sporting
picture of Bobby
hero.
Charlton. What a gentleman he's been.
Absolutely.
And his brother Jackie Charlton there.
Yeah, we have lots and lots of features about the sporting heroes, and also more charity things that we will keep an eye on. This is
If they happen.
If they happen, again with all these little events that are happening throughout Pattaya.
This is a classic car
Yeah.
event, which has been a yearly thing now, hasn't it?
Yes, and they raise a lot of money for charity.
Yeah.
This one is due to happen on the 20th of February, so just keep an eye
It could
on
happen.
it. It might still
It may
happen.
do. Now, this is a great feature.
You're liking the hacks, aren't you?
Well,
You like
10 New Year hacks to help you with your resolutions.
Yes, because as you know, a lot of them happen.
Well, I remember somebody saying to me, it was a Thai girl, and I thought,
Yeah.
this is brilliant. This describes it. New Year intention.
Yeah, intention is good, and we make the mistake of putting a long list together, and then by the first week it's all finished, isn't it? So the idea here.
So don't aim too high, is what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Make it realistic. Make it, don't go for unattainable goals. Actually, give yourself reminders.
I
give
like number
yourself
10. Add in extras for a better quality of life.
Yes, extras. A little bit of meditation, a little bit of yoga, things that will actually add to your quality of life.
Or learn to play an instrument.
There you go. So some lots of nice ideas for that.
Yeah.
And then we're on to Rotary events. There was a recent event. The new members.
I was there. I'm in it.
You're there.
Look, there's me there.
One of
Look,
the 30.
I'm one of the 30, the new members, yeah. And in fact, actually, there's a picture in the middle of me actually being giving my badge.
Not the knighthood yet, unfortunately. That's still to come. But the badge you've got there.
Yeah.
So,
I got the badge.
Got the badge. And then obviously charities like the Rotary music events.
Well, again, if it's going to go ahead.
If it's going to go ahead,
Yeah.
got to watch out for all these.
But
things.
it's nice to kind of plan.
Yes.
There's crosswords and jokes. Now, I did have a quick sneak peek at these jokes. A little bit negative, can I just say? I mean, if 2020 was a beer, if 2020 was a swing, I had a great 2020. I don't know about everybody else. I seem to be the only person.
Yes, that could be it.
I had a heart problem, recovered. Then had a hit record in England. Well, it was a great year.
For the rest of us.
No, not everybody. I don't agree with you
He's
there.
not having that.
I've got to say, I'm
He's
not having
not
it.
having that. Not
2020, if you were positive, you took a positive attitude, 2020 was okay. And we learnt a lot.
Yes, and it's just as having a little laugh when we look back at it, just
Yeah.
like.
And I think the accent is on little. Right.
So,
I told you, you've got to have me editing your joke page.
Yeah, much more.
I know you've
positive
seen
too.
some of the jokes I sent you. They're not quite appropriate.
Not making the final
Not
cut,
appropriate.
I'm afraid. And then tech living is another popular feature because there are so many clever little devices.
Now, I've had a sneak peek at this as well.
Okay.
Happy fork.
Yes.
Do you really need a happy fork to tell you if you're eating too fast? Do you need one?
Well, if you're trying to control your portions, again, a lot of these things, like trying to eat less, is about portion control, about how fast you eat.
That's too much tech.
I love it. The next time they'll have a little hand that smacks you if you've eaten too much.
Let's go on to the next one. Smart socks.
Smart socks.
Smart socks that link to your phone, so you know how many steps you've taken.
Not just the steps, but where you're running. If you're putting too much emphasis when you run on your heel, if you're not balancing, look at me distraught like that, because that can add extra pressure to your knees and your joints.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I'm
sure technology.
I'm sure it's worth paying the extra for those socks. Right, and the app of the month is a home workout app.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bit of a theme going.
Theme again to carry on with your New Year's resolutions, and when you're stuck indoors, a little bit of a motivator to keep you going. So that's a good thing.
Then you're on to your Dot Property Awards.
The full list.
Oh, look, there's a picture of you again.
Yes, I'm afraid I'm popping up rather a lot this issue.
Who's the editor?
I just happened to be there. And it is the full list of everybody who won. So congratulations. This was a great event.
Yeah.
And again, congratulations to the
Some
ride.
lovely pictures.
Yeah, great pictures. Thank you, Kerry. Lovely pictures from him. And then we're through to the coolest playlist in town.
There we go.
That's
the
so
96 FM and Pattaya People Television.
Yes.
And what we're saying, new year, new beginnings. There you go. You see?
Positive. Okay, positive.
And on 96 FM, the coolest playlist in town.
You heard it here.
Yes, and that is a fact. That it does what it says on the tin. All right.
And there's a picture of us doing this last month at the Royal Cliff. That was
we were keeping fit, weren't we?
We were keeping fit, you see, as you can tell, just before Christmas. I think that all went by the by, but never mind.
Lovely.
We did that, and just preparing for 2021 with lessons learnt. This is from the travel industry, who obviously they, like most people, suffering from lack of tourism, but some great ideas here, and you'll like some of these headings. I think.
Yeah,
they're positive.
I do.
Make the best of things.
Put your best foot forward.
Yeah. You see,
the only trouble is, if you put your best foot forward, then you've got to drag the other one.
Unless you've got your sock app.
Well, it might help.
That could
Understanding differences, make the best of things. This is all very positive.
You liking this one?
I like that one.
This gets Barry's thumbs up on positivity. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And a little reminder about the best places to pick up, especially during these times. If you're looking for the best place to actually pick up the magazine, then go to the supermarkets.
Right.
And they are, as we all know, Villa Market, Food Mart, Friendship, and Food Land.
Fantastic.
Lots of food.
Look, it's glossy from back to front, from front to back. Lots of glossy pages.
Yes.
Am I selling it well?
You're selling it very well. And don't forget, you can look at it online as well on
some
your mobile
lovely
phone.
Pictures,
Yep.
And yes, that's true. It's all online.
It's all online, pattayatrader.com.
Yeah.
So you can get a very easy to read app there.
Beautifully put together by our lovely Gloria here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gloria.
Thanks, Barry.